So now I'm gonna put you to it. What is Love Is Blind gonna be like in Pittsburgh?
Don't do it. Listen.
All right, guys, welcome back to another episode of Not Just Football. Before we get to our guests, I gotta remind everybody that we are headed on the road for a very special live show with Adam Ray. Looking forward to that, but I'm even looking more forward to who we have on today. Our very special guest, Tyler Francis from Love Is Blind last season. Thank you so much for coming on.
Yeah, thank you. I really appreciate the invite. This is huge for me, especially being from Pittsburgh.
Yeah, you're from Pittsburgh. You live in D.C. now. Man, I got to give you credit though, because you hit me up on Instagram and was like, bro, why you got to do me like that? But I appreciate that. Like, I'm surprised you even came on, and I'm just happy that you were willing to do that.
Yeah, absolutely. It was all love. I seen the video. I didn't know you watched Love Is Blind. So as soon as I seen it, people were sending it to me like, hey, my family, have you seen this? I was like, I'm going to write them. If he sees it or not, I'm like, hey, come on, man, you got to believe me. That's what I said. I'm just joking. Huge fan.
Well, I appreciate that. Well, let's start with Pittsburgh. I hear you're a big Steeler fan, and love to hear your story behind that.
Yeah, so I'm from McKeesport, PA. Not sure if you know where that's at, but yeah. So went to high school there, ran track, played basketball, had a pretty decent team, and then I moved to Maryland. I graduated from Maryland, but all my family is still in Pittsburgh. I was there for Thanksgiving, Christmas. I'll actually be up there. Was it in April for a celebrity basketball game? There
you go. We're going to have to get you on the softball game in July, man.
I would love to.
Okay.
Big sports guy.
All right. I got to ask you, are you watching this season's Love Is Blind, or is you just like, I can't watch it anymore?
So the thing is, I've never watched the show before. So I'm not a reality TV guy. I actually don't watch much TV. I'm still a big movie buff guy. I go to the movies. I'm still buying the popcorn. I'm doing all the movie things, but I watched season 6. This season I started it. And I reached out to a few of the guys from the cast, just wishing them luck, letting them know, keep your head low. It gets noisy, but it does clear out. Trust me, out of all people, I'll tell you that the noise does settle down. But I haven't really watched. I watched the pod episodes. I haven't watched the new episodes.
How did you deal with all the social media behind it? Like that's got to be insane. Like, you go through these spurts. You're already done with the show, but you're just like, it's like once that episode airs, you're like, oh, shoot, this is about to blow up. How did you deal with that?
Trust me, there's no way to mentally prepare yourself. I always tell people, like, I was in the military. I was deployed. Mentally, I feel like I'm tough. I grew up in a tough area. But this is a whole different ball game. Because you go from most celebrities, I'm sure like yourself, you gain that status, over your lifetime of career. For us, no one knows who you are, and then tomorrow they know, and you're getting just hate. You get some love, but you get hate on hate, and you just got to hunker down with the people who love you most. These people don't know you. They're going based off a show where they think you're a character. So in their mind, and a lot of people take their traumas from their own relationships. And now that you're not perfect, they're like, oh, so a guy did that to me, so you got to be just like the guy that I dated.
Yep.
And they grill you on it. And it's like, look, if you get to know me for 10 minutes, 15 minutes, actually talk to me. Because I'll write people back in my DMs like, hey, I'm not this person. I do wish you have a great week. I don't know why you have this much evil in you for a person you don't know. But I just hunkered down. I literally just would like go to the gym, or when it was hot, I didn't go to the gym at all. I would just sleep. It was easier to sleep than it was to be up on social media. I deleted TikTok. You just had to stay out of the comments.
Oh, man.
What made you want to go on the show, though? Because when you explain it like that, it's kind of like, wow, that sounds crazy. But what made you want to go on it originally before all the fame?
Well, I didn't know. So they reached out to me on a social media site. I guess LinkedIn. I'll just tell you it was on LinkedIn. And I thought it was a scam. So I was like, there's no way. So I posted it on Instagram, like, ha, 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 whatever. So all my friends were like, you should do it. It's a good show. I didn't know anything about it. So I had a phone interview. Still didn't know anything about it, but they didn't ask for bank information. So I was like, they're not scamming me. And I went through the entire process. They told me about it. And everyone that knows me knows that I'm always just like a super loving guy. And I love. So I was like, oh, this is a great opportunity to go check it out. I didn't realize until we were on the bus headed to film. One of the guys was like, oh, this is the biggest dating show in the world. And I was like, in the world? Like, yeah, this is huge. And I was like, damn, I didn't know. I just thought I was coming out here to do a small dating show.
Okay, I got to ask this, though. What's been the craziest, like, DM or, like, person to reach out and been like, bro, what the heck is going on here?
So, craziest? Well, I've had crazy. You get a lot of DMs. I'm sure you know.
Or, like, biggest celebrity. Let's just do that. Let's say face here. Biggest celebrity.
I would say the one I've talked to most, you. I just went to a Joe Coy concert.
Oh.
And so I hit him up. He actually let me come backstage and meet him and take pictures. That was pretty huge as well. The guy, Mark, I don't know if you know Mark. He's a DJ. He's huge as well. But, yeah, not too many huge celebrities reach out. If you reach out to them, people are really responsive. But I'm also not the type of person that now that I have a blue check that I want to go fanboy everyone. And
oh, yeah.
Everyone has their normal life. If we are in crossing paths, I would love to reach out. But I understand everyone has their own life going on.
I don't blame that. There's a lot that comes with it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So that's when I reached out to you. I was like, if you don't respond, it's okay. I just wanted to make a little joke because I had seen you watch the show.
No, I enjoy a good show. I do got to ask, though, because, like, when you saw your show, right, and this season a little different, like, were you mad about the music?
So that's the crazy part is the music that they played, everyone wrote me. It was like, which playlist did you have for Ashley? I didn't choose that. We chose a different playlist, but because they have license, they can't play the songs that we actually chose.
Yeah.
So we're sitting there listening to Silent Disco. I never heard that song until they played it when I watched it. And what people don't realize is we don't get to watch the shows before you guys do.
Yeah.
So
oh, wow.
We stayed up till, I think when it released on West Coast time. So it was, 3 a.m? So me and Ashley took a nap. And then we like pop mimosas at 3 a.m. and we watched it with the audience, like the rest of the world.
Bro, I be watching like them like have the headphones on. I'm like, man, they have no rhythm. Like it's so odd.
It's a different song. You're not listening to what you think they're listening to.
And then like this season, they've got like this better license, and you're like, oh snap, they got like
some good music.
Yeah, I'm like, this makes no sense, but it's pretty cool.
No, it's amazing. It's what they do behind the scenes. I always shout out the production team. Loved everything about them. Some of the people from the production team still reach out and say happy birthday. It became like a family. They were extremely nice and extremely helpful throughout the process.
Okay, this is just for me. I'm asking this because I have a ton of questions, bro. I'm invested, but like I need to know, like, were y'all all in like bunk beds? Was this just like a military style thing, or are you guys all separated in hotels or something?
Yeah, so that they separate you completely from the women. So you film during the day, and at night you're in a hotel.
Oh, okay. Okay, that makes a lot more. I thought you guys were like having like cabin fever, where it's like you're all locked in a room, and then it's just like go see girls.
No, that's what I thought. That's exactly what I thought when I got there, or when they told me the process. I was like, do we sleep on set, or am I just hanging out with these 15 guys? Like, what's going on? But you do spend a lot of time with the guys throughout the day. Like, it's pretty much like a job. You go in there at a specific time. You know you have to film, but you're just hanging out, and they're constantly recording. So the little conversations that you don't think get picked up, they're picking up on every camera.
What was it like watching it? You said you stayed up till 3 a.m. I hate watching myself listening to my voice. What was it like for you to watch? And like, do you remember everything you said?
No. So that's the scariest part. We're sitting there and we're like, even if you remember, you don't know what parts they clip out. So there is a huge editing process that goes into it. So yeah, my stomach was turning. Ashley's as well. And we're sitting there and I'm like, okay, this isn't bad. And I'm like, wait, why did I say that? I don't remember saying some of the things because it's so much and the process is so fast. And you have to understand that me and Ashley have so many conversations off camera. We talk about so much. So I forget the conversations that are had on camera until it's on screen. And I'm like, damn. And I pick up my phone, it's blowing up. Like every Wednesday when it would drop, my stomach would hit the ground. Like, here we go. Here's another Wednesday. But it was fun, though. It was a great experience. If I could do it again, I would do it again. I would say that.
Really? So you would do it again?
Okay.
Yeah, well, now that I know the hate and how it's not real, I've never been out in person and anyone has said anything mean to me. My DMs blow up. People are very disrespectful. In person, not a single mean soul. It's, can I get a picture? Can I talk to you? I have not, and I'm telling you, I probably got the most hate out of everyone. I haven't received one single hate comment in person.
Okay, I want you to give some advice. There's a guy out there, Dave, who's on the show. What advice would you give him right now? Like, as he's like in show, what would you tell him to do?
So is he going through some heat?
He's taking some heat.
It's heat now.
He's taking some heat.
Yeah.
It is.
So
and
my thing
he's
is,
trying to separate his family from it. So what would you tell him to do with this?
I would just tell Dave or anyone that goes through this process that it's not real. It's real. The heat is real. The people that hate you don't know you. So it's hard to hate someone that they don't know. They only know what they see. So I guarantee you the best advice, I believe Leo has said it one time, if you think the world hates you, go outside. Get off your phone, get off the computer, go to a bar. If they hate you that much, they know you just as much. And I remember Leo was getting a bunch of hate as well during our season. And it was terrible the first week. So, like, it flipped because the first week of drops, I got nothing but love. Not a single hate comment. Leo was getting heat. And we all decided to get the guys together and go out. And Leo was like, I don't know how people will act. We went out, and I tell you, there was a crowd of probably 20 to 40 people begging to take pictures with Leo. After that night, he was like, this isn't real. No one hates me. The internet is not a real place. It's a place where people can hide. They won't say it to your face. They just want to hide behind a screen, and it's usually a private page or a fake page. But in person, nothing but love.
I love, though, that Leo just embraced it, because I will say, I thought Leo got a bad edit those first couple episodes, and he was getting crushed. So I'm glad to hear that he rebounded and everything came out, because I was like, poor guy. Like, they make it seem like all he talks about is money, and all he talks about is that. It's like, is that his true, or is that just a bad edit?
Now, Tyler, did he talk about his watch as much as everybody saw?
No, that's the crazy part. So Leo didn't money. There was one clip where I sat there. I think they actually showed it on TV where he had mentioned money, and I didn't laugh because I didn't catch it. That was the one time that he mentioned money around me, and his Rolex, he didn't bring it up. We were actually heading to go film, and I was like, Leo, you just casually wearing a Rolex? And then there's a whole backstory to it, that it was his great-grandfather's, and it was like the first expensive thing that his family bought. Wow. And if you don't know that he has money or come from money, it was just a passed-down thing through his family, which made sense. And he was like, I love it, because he left his grandfather bought it and worked in it. So it had all these nicks and scratches, and he left it that way. So it wasn't like he was running around like, got Rolexes, I got 30. No, he wasn't like that. So when he got that edit, we all were like, damn, like, Leo's not like that. He's not like that at all.
Did Netflix ever try to prepare you for the fame after, when it dropped?
Oh, absolutely. So you go through coping, like you speak with a psychiatrist, you talk to different people, and they tried to prepare you. And we actually had help during the drops, someone that we can call, get help. You can get therapy before and after. They offer free sessions. They try to prepare you, but we all thought we were prepared, because a lot of people that swore that they were like, I was on my best behavior. No, you weren't. At some point you had a drink and you think the camera didn't catch it, and they did.
I've always wondered that too. The alcohol, they let y'all drink. How dangerous is that in those pods, man?
Actually, that's the savior of the pod. So they do tell you when they get there, hey, it is provided. You do not have to drink. I recommend that you do not get wasted. It's not in your best interest. But they had just as many alternatives for liquor as they did of liquor. So you didn't have to drink. But I'm someone who, you're asking me to talk to a wall and talk to 15 different women, I'm going to have a drink. So it actually helped sometimes, because at night you're all day talking to people. And some people you don't want to talk to, but they're on your radar because you got to go in there and talk to them. So it's like, okay. And it's just a random name, but say it's Kim. Like, okay, Kim's in here. I'm going to drink a beer because I know there's going to be a long, boring conversation. And again, there was no Kims, but I'm just throwing that out there. That I would just,
there was definitely a Kim. They just didn't show Kim.
Maybe her name wasn't Kim, but there was a Kim. All right.
Yeah. There was a Kim, yes.
What was it like? Like, we get to see it from our point of view when everybody sees each other for the first time. And it's like a mini reunion. Take us through, like, putting a face to the other 15 women and just, like, everybody's reactions towards it.
It's that's probably one of the most interesting points, because you don't see them until we're in Cabo. So everyone's separated. And the only person I've seen was Ashley. And while we're together, she's trying to explain these women, because we're trying to describe, like, hey, this is what so-and-so looks like. But it doesn't help until you see them in person. It's like, oh, wow. But it's weird because you hear their voice and it takes a minute to register. Like, this is the voice I've been hearing through a wall. This matches your face. And it's just interesting to try to see how they interact in person, their body language, because all you know is voice. So it's like you've been talking on the phone. But everyone ended up being amazing and super chill. And I was just like the casting, I feel like personality-wise, they casted great people. For personality. Everyone had great personality.
Okay, so you guys had, I'm trying to think, was there any love quarrels or triangles in your Love is Blind?
No, it was Leo, Hannah, Nick, and Brittany. It was like a little,
because
I'm trying to figure out who's dating who.
Because I'm trying to word this right, but you guys, when you were in the pods, did you guys openly talk about who you wanted or who you guys were interested in? Or did you guys kind of just, keep to yourselves and just, if I have 2 or 3, I'm not going to tell anybody?
So there were a lot of people that's how they moved through the process.
Yeah.
I'm someone who's open where I know why we're here. And I said, you can't, even if I go tell you that I'm talking to a girl, I can't force her to want to be with me, so I was open with certain people like, hey, I was very vocal and they didn't show it at all, but I would come in there and be like, Ashley's my number one. Cause I'm
going to do the same thing. I'm going to make sure everybody knows this is my wife. I want y'all to know. I'm not going to hide this.
Yes. So I would come in there and they'd be like, how was that date? I was like, I'm probably going to tell her I love her tonight. And they're like, what? I'm like, listen, Ashley's my number one. This is my number 2. This is how I feel. And some people would just hide their book because we would write notes in our notebook. They would hold their book on them like it's $1 million. And I get it. That's how they maneuver. But me, I told everyone, look, you can tell me if you're dating Ashley. I don't care because at the end of the day, she'll choose what's best for her. So, and we are going through this process together. So, like Ashley was actually dating Tim. And me and Tim were extremely close. We would go in there and before Tim go on a date with her, I'd be like, Tim, easy on my girl. Like, I need her. I haven't seen her today yet, so I don't need her in there kikiing with you.
Bro, because I can only imagine if she had the worst date, she comes in with you and you're like, all right, she's in a bad mood. I got to kind of just bring her out of it. Or she's had the best date and you're like, damn, she just...
How do I hold on to this? That's what happened. And the thing is, that actually happened with Ashley. I had a bad date before her and I went in a date with her. And it was like a terrible argument that had happened with someone else. And I go into the next date and it's Ashley and she's happy. She's like, hey, she's like, how are you? And I was like, I'm all right. And she's like, what's going on? Because she knew immediately we had been talking every day and I was excited to talk to her every day. And she might have thought like I'm about to break up with her. But then I explained what was going on and she's like, okay. And she brought me out of that space. She was like, here, like, let's drink. Let's have a shot. Let's talk about it. So it lets you connect with people without seeing them, but you can be that person that brings them joy or, you can be that mood killer, but it does happen.
I'm the mood killer.
Tyler, were you surprised? Were you surprised that you got married and went through it? Like, did you go in thinking this was actually going to happen?
Oh, absolutely not. I was one of the people who was a non-believer. I was like behind a wall. No, I've always, like most of us, you see a woman, she's attractive. You would never say, I'll date someone without seeing her. If your friend said, I'm going to send you on a blind date, you're like, let me see her Instagram. Let me see something. I'm just going to go on a blind date. So I didn't believe it at all. But it was day one, like I said, with Ashley, where I was just like, what's going on with it? Like, why? It's something weird here. And it wasn't until about day 5 or 6. And mind you, we're talking for hours every day. You don't have phones. You don't have the internet. So all I'm doing is jotting notes and thinking about it all day. So it's only you and your thoughts. So when it hit a point where I was like, I think I love her. It was worth every minute of it. I definitely didn't think I'd be one of the guys going all the way. I was looking around the room like, I can see you getting married, not me.
All right, I'm still curious about this process, man. These questions keep coming to me. So, when you guys go back to the real world, what is it like being in those apartments for the first time? Like, you got your stuff everywhere else. It's not in these places, and then it's just like, hey, we got a third apartment that we're all going to, commune in. Yeah,
so you try to make that home because, again, you're on a time crunch. In 2 weeks, I'm going to be married, or 3 weeks, I'll be marrying this. I plan on marrying this woman. So you quickly, for us, we both love to cook. So we ran to get seasonings. Like, we got to have seasonings in here. We have to cook. We didn't decorate it too much. It was very well decorated for what production has set up.
Yeah.
But you try to settle in and spend as much time together as possible. So breakfast, lunch, dinner, just any time that you could and you weren't filming, you just wanted to spend it together and make that home a home within days, because you didn't have time to really make it a home.
Right.
So get your essentials, get in there, and let's focus on each other.
Okay. I'm running through the game right now. It's all in my head right now. These bachelor parties, bro. These bachelor parties. I watch these and I'm like, oh, these are terrible bachelor parties.
So I seen a clip from this season. Did they just go to the Viking Stadium and
that's
throw
all
footballs?
they did? They went to the facility. That's all they did. That's all they did. And then the girls had to go to a mall. They went to the Mall of America to hang out. It was really a bad season for that.
So our bachelor party, y'all didn't see half of it. It was amazing. So they didn't tell us what we were doing. We show up, and of course, they have let me invite 3 of my friends. Garrett invited 3 of his friends. Ramses was supposed to be there, but he had broken it off with Marissa a few days prior. And I'm asking my AP, my assistant producer, he's driving me. I'm like, where are we headed? And we're passing the Capital One Arena. And I was like, that'd be cool to go to a basketball game. I'm a big basketball fan. And he was like, get out here and walk over there by the stadium. And it's all a surprise. I was like, what are we doing? So we get inside and they're like, oh, you got suite tickets. And I was like, okay, that's cool. So all my friends get to hang in a suite, drink. That's amazing. We're drinking, and then one of the producers comes and grabs us, me and Garrett. They're like, hey, come with us. Where the hell are we going? We get on the elevator. Now we're down behind the court. And I'm like, what are we doing? And then they put us on the court. We do musical chairs, like at a timeout, which is cool in front of everyone. I don't know if you've seen, I whooped Garrett, but after that.
I knew you were going to whoop Garrett. I'm sorry. But I knew you were going to beat Garrett.
I see he's been in the gym a little bit. He reached out, or I spoke with him. I talked to him pretty frequently, but he had asked, like, I'm ready for that rematch. And I was like, nah, you're still not ready. You're still not ready. But after that, we went to it was like a Pong bar pretty much, but it was open bar, open food. That part, we are glad they didn't show, because I have videos on my phone. We don't even know what language we were speaking at that moment. So I'm so glad that they didn't show that part of the bachelor party, because we were out of it. Then they had us on the street filming, like, they call it OTFs, but it's on the fly interviews. And we're talking and we're telling them, like, hey, I don't think this is going to come across because I know that I'm drunk right now. And they're like, no, you're doing great. But we're so glad they didn't show it, because we were gone. Our bachelor party was crazy.
Yeah, it sounds like they spent all the money for you guys, and then this season they're just like, hey, man, just keep it moving.
They spent it on the music. They spent it on the music this year.
On the licensing.
Yeah, there's licensing for the music.
And I think they went to Honduras, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we were in Cabo. Amazing resort. It was Viceroy, I believe. But the entire resort is in the water. We all had waterfront, beachside views. Yeah, when I look at it and I talk to other people, because, again, I didn't watch the other seasons. I watched season 6. But I think we had the best getaway out of all the seasons so far.
You definitely did.
What's it like having the camera in your face when you guys are trying to have a serious conversation and there's just a camera? How awkward is it trying to have an honest conversation with the camera right there?
So that you get used to it. At first, it's very awkward. What people don't know in the pods, you're sitting there and you could be talking about something extremely important to you. You're crying, you're building it up, and then you'll hear the cameraman crunching chips behind the screen. And it like catches you off guard a little bit. And they try to take care of it, but you got to understand these guys are filming the whole time. So they're trying to like have their lunch. They've been filming for a long, so I get it. But it's like, oh shit, there is someone behind that window watching me. And you forget. And
bro, that would totally ruin like all my train of thought. Like you had to eat the chip right when I'm about to get to my point.
Right when I was crying.
Yeah, it's all.
And you just hear. And you know when someone tries to eat something slow, it's louder?
Yes.
So it's like, I know you're back there, man. Just give me 5 minutes. But it does become very normal having those conversations. The first interaction, like with Ashley, was in Cabo with the cameras constantly rolling around you. That was very hard because I don't know her body language. I've only been around her once the reveal happened. So when you're actually sitting there and cameras are constantly moving, it's very awkward at first. And then after a while, you're like, okay, this is my family. Because they set you up with a crew. That's your crew the entire time. So you know everyone by name. I'm someone who, like, I love talking to people. So I became friends with the audio guy, the mic, the camera guy, everyone. So anyone that was around us, I became friends with. I believe I gave everyone a gift towards the end, like after I got married. Like, thank you for just doing your job and doing everything you can for us.
Yeah. Now that you bring that up, I'm like thinking back to like the first reveal between you and Ashley. And like my wife, she laughs anytime through the reveals that people try to kiss for the first time because it looks
so
awkward.
It's so bad. It's so bad. And what makes it worse is you don't know if how this person kisses.
Yes.
So, or if they're even okay kissing you. I mean, I had to ask Ashley beforehand because I was like, hey, I'm going to give you a peck. We're not trying to, do nothing too crazy, but is that okay? Because I don't want to, yes, we're engaged, but that physical attraction, if it's not there, I don't want her to pull back on me, not on camera. So yeah, it was very awkward. When I tell you my heart was pounding, if you watch it, the reveal, when we hugged, you can hear my heart beating. And you're nervous. You don't know who's going to be on this wall. You don't know how they're going to react to you. So yeah, when I hugged her, I was like, okay, got to propose, got that out the way. And I was like, I don't know what to do next. And she was like, you want to sit down? And I was like a kid in my head. I was like, yes, just tell me what to do next. Cause I don't know. I was shaking. Yeah, it's very awkward.
I would be the same way.
I feel for them people when I watch it.
All right, Tyler, I want to ask you though. Let's go off Love is Blind now. You're obviously in the DMV area. Deebo Samuel was just traded to the Redskins or the Commanders. I'm sorry. Are you a Steeler fan more? Are you a Pittsburgh Steeler fan?
Oh, yeah, 100% Steelers fan.
All right, so what should the Steelers do this offseason? You have a Steeler here. Say whatever you want, and he's got to listen to it and then tell you what he thinks, all right?
Listen, I hate to be that guy because I used to play basketball. So when people that don't play basketball try to tell me what to do playing basketball, it's like, come on, man. But quarterback, well, like, what are we doing? I know you can't tell me what we're doing.
What do you want to do? Wait, what do you want to do?
What do I want to do? I
don't
have
you.
a quarterback
I don't
on the
care what you want
roster.
to do.
I don't have.
No, what does Tyler want to do at quarterback? I don't care what you want. You ain't going to tell the truth what you want to do at quarterback. I don't know what those.
I really like Fields, to be honest. Russ was picking it up and killing it throughout the season. But Fields, I just like the elusiveness and the always option to get out and go. And it's, Steelers, we haven't had that in a while. So it's nice to see and just be like, okay, give the young man a chance. Let him get in rhythm. Let's see what happens. But I see that we're talking about getting rid of him and Russ. I'm not sure if that was the case, but
hope not. I don't like the other choices. So.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And I think we're trying to pick up a running back as well in this draft. So
we'll see.
That's what that was projected. So
wait, where are you going for your information? That's what I want to know. Who is providing all your Steeler fan guide to everything?
Well, I follow Steelers. Steelers don't post that, but I'm usually on some type of ESPN, some sports blog, and it's always projected. It's never what we're doing. This is where it could be going. Like I think recently it was on what was it? One sports network was watching. They were like, "Hey, they're thinking about parting ways," and it's thinking of parting ways with Russ, but it hasn't been official that we're letting Russ go or anything like that.
I bring that up because always on my emails, I get a million things that, oh, we've done this. Oh, that. I'm like, bro, is this real or not? And like, I'll text it in a group chat and they're like, yeah, bro, that is completely fake. That is not real. So I fall for the pump fakes all the time.
Yeah, that's what I watch it and I'm like, okay, I'll wait until the Steelers, until I see the Steelers Instagram page posted. I'm like, okay, this is what we're doing. But yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I would like to see Fields get another run at it.
Bro, you got that Pittsburgh ease. I hear it. I hear it. The Steelers.
It does come out there. It does. He's right
so
about
now
that.
I'm gonna put you to it. What is Love is Blind gonna be like in Pittsburgh?
Don't do it. Do not stay out of it. Listen, I love it, but there's a reason why I don't live there. I love Pittsburgh, but I just couldn't live there. I honestly feel like it's always gloomy when I visit.
It is. It is.
It's always cloudy and gloomy. So I go, I spend my 2-3 days, and I go back home. But it'll be an interesting crew. I don't think the people that they cast for Love is Blind Pittsburgh will be from Pittsburgh. It'll be nothing but Pittsburgh accents all over. I don't even want to hear that.
Tyler, that's what this year is though with Minnesota. It's all Minnesota accents. It's like, give me Pittsburgh. Give me Pittsburgh. Please give me Pittsburgh.
Yeah, Pittsburgh's interesting.
They'd be all going downtown.
Downtown. Yes. Yeah. Yin's going downtown. You're going to have some oranges. Okay?
Just like that. Yes.
Yeah, just like that.
Have you ever seen, what is it? Who does the strongest accent? Pittsburgh Dad. I believe that's his name.
Pittsburgh Dad.
Yeah. Crazy accent.
Okay, so what player do you think would be good, or you could do Steelers player, what would be good on Love is Blind?
Ooh. So, I don't keep up with people who's married or not married. So
just go ahead and say it. It doesn't matter.
Personality. Just go personality. Don't worry, married or not.
Well, honestly, not because we're here, but just you from watching people off camera or doing personality-wise, I think Cam you'll kill it. Like you say that you'll be Obama.
He wants to host. He wants to host it. He wants to host the reunions.
I do want to host it. I think I could like have fun without like making everybody feel terrible about themselves in the middle of the reunion.
Well, see, the messed up part is that's what people want to see. They'll get you fired. Listen, you'll get so much hate. Like, he's not asking shit. Get him out of here.
I'm going to ask you, but then, like, I'm going to have, like, a good rebuttal where we can kind of laugh at the situation a little bit. Like,
right.
Like, I know you got to be looking at, like, Nick and Vanessa and be like, really? We just going to keep coming back to this?
Yeah, no, trust me. So for, like, the situation I had, they asked the questions and we got past it. Certain people that weren't married, they were going back, and I was like, because I'm sitting across the room, I'm looking, I'm like, here we go. Like, I feel bad because here it comes again. Oh. And then someone else would chime in, and I'm like, damn, you're really getting it. I was tapping Ashley. I was like, oh my goodness. And there's a live audience.
So, like, I'm going to be with my wife. I'm going to be looking, and I'm just like, I'm going to stay out of this so I don't get caught in the crosshairs.
Yeah.
But, like,
listen, that was me because there was a couple parts where I was going to speak up and just say something on someone's character, you know, like Leo or even Tim, certain people that I want to speak on their character. But I had like leaned over and Ashley had like nudged me. So we went to a break and then she was like, we got enough going on. Don't you sit here and say no. I was like, no, you're right. I was like, that's why I like looked at her for confirmation. I was like, let me just sit here and enjoy this reunion like the audience.
Just bring a bowl of popcorn and just watch.
Yeah, that's what happened. Once I got our segment out, I was like, okay, I'm just going to listen to everyone else talk because I don't want to be a part of any more drama.
I feel it. What's harder, winning a Super Bowl or being on a TV reunion and trying not to look bad?
Of course, winning a Super Bowl. Okay. Of course, winning a Super Bowl. Like 100%. Only because you know how hard you have to work to, again, I'm a retired, when I say retired, old athlete. So I know the type of work you have to put in to get there to a Super Bowl. TV,
they can make you look bad in a heartbeat.
I was gonna say that's pretty hard as well.
Surviving is the problem. Surviving.
That's it. So which one is harder? It's harder to survive. Only because, like I said, the people will take whatever you say and they're going to spin it to their own narrative. If they already pictured in their mind that you're a bad guy, you can sit in front of the camera and apologize, and they're like, well, too bad, we don't care, still don't like you. You can't please everyone, and I learned that when I was in the military. I used to be a cook, and the first thing they said is, I don't care if you make the best steak in the world, there's going to be 10 people who hate the way you make it. So, yeah, I think it's definitely hard trying to look good on TV. But to win a Super Bowl is I think that's tough.
Oh, man.
It'd be nice to bring one back to Pittsburgh.
You're talking to somebody who needs to get it done, but let me ask you this. We talk about this a lot, Tyler, on the show, and Cam always puts it on me. Do you think you could gain a yard in an NFL game today if you had to?
You know, I talk to my friends about that all the time. So we have those bar conversations of, you know, basketball hitting a three. I think depending on my offensive line, I get a yard. I get 1 yard.
What O-line you think you're not getting it with?
Don't do that. No, I'm just gonna say that with a decent offensive line, I think that 1 yard is gonna hurt though. When I cross that, if I get a step over, that hit is gonna make me check out. So even if I do get a yard, I'm done.
Bro, we've been Hayden sent me this one thing. It was pros versus Joes, and I was like, we need to bring that back because there's a hell of people that be talking like they could take all those shots.
Yeah, that's what I said. People just sit at home, with their big bellies, and they're like, I would have done this. No, listen, I play flag football. I get hit hard sometimes. And I'm like, I'm good. Yeah. So I know, like I said, if I get a yard, I'm gonna be bruised for a few days. But I think I can get one, maybe one, just because I'm semi-athletic.
Cam, what do you think? Cam, what do you think about that?
My dog, I hate to break your heart, but I got
you. That's why I said one. So if I can do the tush push, I can get 1 yard.
That tush push, you ain't gonna be tushing. I mean, you ain't gonna be pushing. You're gonna be getting pulled back. I'm gonna tell you that.
Yeah. No, that's what I'm saying. In my mind, I think I can get one, but when I say one, it's my toe cross, or I can stretch them all out.
Oh, okay.
But even then, I'm gonna get, like I said, I'm gonna get tore up. I'm not a professional athlete. No, nowhere near. I'm not one of them delusional people to be like, you know what? If you toss it this way, I might get a good 10. No, I'm not slow.
No, I'm not saying you're slow, but it's not even just me. I feel like a guy like Minka is just he looking to take out knees at that point.
See, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And I'm going to get scared and just fall. In my mind, my age will hit. And I'm like, wait, hold on, drop. I'm just going to stop and lay down. Like, you know what? This 1 yard's not even important.
Well, you also got to be worried about if Cam shoots the gap and is waiting there for you before you're in huge trouble.
That's what I'm saying. I'm going to turn around and curl up.
It's bad. It's just a horrifying game to think of, to be honest.
Like I said, as an average person, if you shoot that gap and I look up, do I think that I can keep pushing? There's no way as an average human being that doesn't work out. I mean, I lift, but not like an NFL athlete at all. I would just look and be like, you know what? This is it. Like that would be the one chance I had to get a yard, and it wouldn't happen.
So, do you think you and Ashley could go on those perfect match challenges and dominate everybody? Because some of it's just straight athletic ability.
Oh yeah, trust me. Against other reality people, I'm very athletic. Ashley is someone who is she's super competitive, so she would kill it on her own. All you have to do is just coach her in certain instances. If she doesn't know the game, she would learn it and pick it up quick. Me, like I said, I compete. All my friends will tell you. When I used to play basketball in the military, I didn't play. Even now, I'll play in pickup ball, and I don't play. I played against who was it recently? This was last year. Ray Rice. He plays in a league out here near me. And he's super athletic, and it just shows because he's shorter. But when I say he was grabbing every rebound, jumping out the gym, but we competed, and we beat them to go into the championship. And I see him at the Ravens games all the time. He daps me up like we're best friends because, like I said, when I play. And I think I'm pretty decent. So if you put me on some athletic challenge skills, I'm killing it. I'm pushing people out the way. Stiff arms.
Oh, all right.
All right, yo. All right, Tyler. Cam has a very famous story that he almost got into a fight the day he was drafted playing pickup basketball. When is the last time you almost got into a fight playing pickup basketball where it just got a little too heated?
Last week.
All right, so you're one of us. You're one of us.
I was going to say, but I'm too old to where I try to keep it in a sport. If we're inside the lines, I try to let people know it's not personal. I just compete.
Yeah.
And the leagues I play in, people usually know who I am. This guy didn't know who I was, and I was scoring. When I tell you, I think I finished with 38 points. So once you're trying to talk to me and I'm scoring, you can't say anything to me. Now I'm laughing, and I hope you didn't bring your family because it just looks bad. And we're all old. I never talk bad about anyone's family or anything, but now I'm saying it, and I know you're getting mad because your wife's here. Your kids are watching.
See, this is what you do, though. This is what you do. This is the ultimate thing you do. You just go to the sideline and have one of those Love is Blind cups and start drinking from that in the middle of the
game. You know what's crazy? I played the same league. It was a couple weeks ago. A guy had mentioned that. And he was like, you're soft. You was on Love is Blind. I'm like, damn, I can't find love? Now I'm soft because I was just looking for love. That's not what it is. Now you got to watch me drop 30 on you because now I feel like you're just taking shots at me. And you watched the show. How do you know I was on the show?
That's a good point.
Love is
People
blind,
try to
but
throw
Oops
that
is
in my
blind
face.
too.
I love how Love is Blind trash talk has now worked into your pickup basketball or intramural leagues. That is fantastic.
Listen,
That is fantastic.
I kind of figured, but I was like, the people I play basketball with, for you to make fun of me, it's hard because, again, you watch it. So I never thought it would happen. And again, 2 weeks ago, a guy brought it up. And he was like, what? You're soft. You were a love. I was like, you're a fan. You watch. Thank you.
Wow.
You should have signed an autograph for him and said, hey, thanks for watching.
After the game, but they beat us, so I had to just walk up.
Oh.
Yeah. I should have signed the ball. I was like, here, give this to your wife. Sure, she made you watch.
Oh, no. Now you are getting personal, though. Now you're getting personal.
Yeah, I would never do that, though. I don't, like I said, I'd stop at, wife and, people's family. I would never do that. It stays within the lines because after, I'm usually the guy that comes over there. Even if we had a terrible argument, I'll come hug you. Like, look, man, it's just basketball. It's just a sport. Anyone that's athletic knows that it's just a sport.
See, I can't do that always. Sometimes there's things said in that game where there's been a line crossed. It's better for me to just walk away than because I'm gonna end up snapping in a different way I want to snap.
Well, see, you're in a full contact sport. I feel like basketball doesn't need to be as physical until you get into that back and forth with someone. Now they're trying to slowly elbow check you.
Yeah.
They're trying to hit you with certain stuff. Is there anyone? Can I ask this? Is there anyone in the league that you don't like that you've gotten into it and you're like, I've just got to stay away from this guy because he'll get me red every time?
If
you can answer that. If not, I can't.
Personally, there was no one personally for me. But a guy like, oh man, I guess I'm saying that, when Taylor Lewan, he spit on TJ, that kind of.
Yeah. It rubs you, especially your teammate.
And, I just remember our group and the guys that were part of that, Bud Dupree, Stephon Tuitt, we were told we better get back to the locker room pretty quick because it was about to be on site.
Now, how does that work? How does that work back? Because I remember, who was it? It was someone in the NBA, I can't think of it, but they got into an argument. I think they said Carmelo got into an argument, and afterwards he went and waited by the bus for them to come out. So, does that ever happen where it's like, you know what, someone's that mad that you're trying to catch someone, even to just have a conversation where it's like, hold on, we took it too far in this field.
Bro, I know Joey Porter Sr. went on to the Baltimore Ravens bus and was looking for somebody. So it's definitely happened. I'm not going to tell you who it was. It's a pretty polarizing player, but he went looking.
Wow.
He went looking.
Hold on. Time out.
I opened to something new.
Time out. Okay. Let's start throwing some guesses out here now who this is because you said it's a pretty polarizing player. Offense or defense? Could you give us that?
I'm not giving it because if I give it, you'll know it. You'll know it in a heartbeat.
Ray Lewis?
You'll know it in a heartbeat.
Ray Lewis.
What team?
Well, Baltimore. It's Baltimore.
Baltimore Ravens.
Oh, Baltimore. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, but it's been crazy. It's been crazy. Man. We'll have to get Joey on here so he can tell that story because he will give you everything. But another time for that.
See, I always think that's interesting with any professional sport because it's like, how serious is it afterwards? Because I feel like you play your sport and you're passionate about it, but afterwards it's like, still a millionaire.
Yeah.
Or is it just like, these guys really piss me off and I need to go check them?
I'm telling you, it doesn't even matter about the money. It's like it's a level of respect, and if you take it there, I'm feeling not take it up a notch, and
absolutely,
because it just becomes like I'm not gonna start it, but I will finish it.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah, and I feel like you're constantly battling as well, so you're like physical nonstop.
Yeah. Well, and then you get the funnier people who just try to make jokes, and I'm like, bro, that's not gonna work. I'm just gonna stay locked in, and you're gonna have to take this ass whooping.
Yeah, because I'm still coming at you the same way. You can joke all you want. You're about to get hit.
Yeah, they're trying to get me out of my rhythm, and it's just like, oh, no, that ain't happening today.
Yeah, that's awesome. I love it.
You got any more Steeler questions? I can answer more.
Yeah, I was just saying, we have a segment on the show, Tyler, Ask Cam Anything, and it's not just Steelers. You can ask him anything you want. You keep going, dude. You've been doing great, so just keep going at it.
How many more seasons we got out of you?
Oh, man.
That's the big question.
Good question.
I just signed a contract for 2 more seasons, so
awesome. Love
2
to
for
hear
sure. And then we'll see.
would you go somewhere else if offered?
If offered,
or would this be the same?
You know, I've been asked that before. I think I want to be here and win it here. You know, and I think it would mean more to win it here. You know, just because of the history and everything, and I'm not running from that. I want to win here. Like, to win here, it's not like any other place. You know,
it's a different environment,
right? Yeah. You see guys ring chasing and stuff, but like, you win here, like, you're part of the select few. And I watch those, you know, Hall of Famers and those Super Bowl winners when they come back and they show those rings off, and you see the reunions. You ain't beating that. Like, there's great Steelers, and then there's Super Bowl great Steelers, and that's where you want to be on.
Nah, that's awesome. Nah, that's good to hear, because we can't lose too many people.
Yeah. We got to get a quarterback. We don't have a quarterback on the roster.
Yeah,
so.
you got to start recruiting. You better start recruiting.
Or I'm going to start throwing the ball, and I don't think that we want any of that. So.
No, we don't need you there.
Just take off running every time. I don't think you're going down that easy within your knees. You got to watch it.
Yeah, that was the one thing my pops always fought. He was like, if you want to play running back, you need to be like 10 inches shorter because you are way too damn tall. So, you know, that just didn't work on my favor. But, yeah, Tyler, thank you so much for coming on. This has been a really fun episode, just getting to know you, getting to hear the behind the scenes on everything, dude. You know,
I appreciate it.
You know, I would say see you next time on Love Is Blind. We're not doing that, but you know,
we're good.
But I just want to say thank you.
We can do some competitive shows. I would love it. But
yeah, we're gonna get you on like the challenge or something.
Yeah, get him on the challenge. Get this man on the challenge or something like that.
Maybe I'll host like the challenge. Maybe I'll do that, and then just watch all the reality stars make fools of themselves.
I think that's where you are safe at. Don't get in the middle of that reunion beef.
He wants it though, man. He wants the middle of that reunion.
Because I'm gonna be like, why are you directed at me? Y'all going through it.
That's what I'm saying. You're gonna forget. Because you're going to sit back and start watching rather than hosting because it happens so quickly. So you'll sit there and host, and then they start going at each other, and you're hearing drama that you didn't even know about. So even me sitting there, I was like, all right, this is getting old. Then it hit a point where I was like, oh, damn, that happened? So I'm like, oh, I didn't know that. So yeah, you host the challenge. That'll be perfect.
Perfect. All right, then we're going to do that. Well, I'll host the challenge. Maybe we'll just call it the Not Just Challenge, and we'll just bring all the reality stars on the podcast, and we'll let them settle it out that way. How about that?
Love it.
Let's do that. This will be the craziest podcast.
Yeah. We will have some fun. But Tyler, thank you so much for coming on, and that's been another episode of Not Just Football. See you next time.